How's it going, guys? My name is David, and today I'm going to be doing a speed paint of a art challenge I recently did. Link should be in the description below to the art challenge itself if you want to see the parameters and all the rules and whatnot. But basically, we were asked to make a kind of a depiction of a season being personified, and then doing something in another season. So I picked autumn in spring. Why? I don't know. I guess I thought that winter would be a little easy, so I wanted to try and be a little ambitious. And that's one word for what I've done. So essentially I'm just sketching here. I'm just trying to I already had my idea prior. And essentially what it's going to be is Lady Autumn is going to be kind of picking flowers. Because wouldn't that make sense, you know, fall, picking flowers, picking petals off of a flower? Yeah, whatever, it makes sense in context, I promise. But yeah, so I'm sketching out the idea, and basically, I wanted to try and emphasize two things in this: the character design as well as the background, the environment. And I don't have much experience making really beautiful environments, so I wanted to try and do that for this one, just because it seemed to be one of the areas of focus. So as you can see, I kind of have like a ball gown, like a medieval ball gown type of thing going on, and originally, as you saw, I was trying to make a cornucopia on her head, but that didn't work out too well, so I wanted to show off her hair, so I decided to just make it like a kind of a cool little like woodland tiara. I thought that was a lot cooler. And yeah, so a few things I learned from doing this was, you know, I've always had respect for traditional artists because they don't have a lot of the freedom that somebody who works digitally has, where I can make a mistake and just, you know, undo it. That doesn't exist. And as you can see right now, I'm like really focusing on this right hand, and it gave me a lot of trouble. And obviously, in a digital medium, I could just, you know, delete that or stretch it or squash it or whatever. But no, in this one, I had to just draw it over and over again until I was happy with it. And eventually, what happened was I just decided to kind of wet my finger and then like just rip the paper because it wouldn't erase anymore. So I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do that, but I just wanted to do it in order to get the hand that I wanted, and luckily I was able to do that. So yeah, I'm starting to draw the environment now. There's kind of a tree that she's standing next to, and she's going to be standing basically in a flower field, which I thought would kind of make spring look more spring. And yeah, so basically, you know, I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to look at first, but then I started to get an idea of what the entire thing's going to look like, with her kind of pushed off to the right, and then kind of the environment being about 60% of the actual work itself. And so yeah, in the foreground I just made like a little rock that's kind of being enveloped by some pieces of grass, and I also made kind of a mountainside and a small you get to see the side of like a small little town she's next to. I wanted to put as much stuff in the background as I could, because I'm really not used to making environments like this. And as you can see, I'm kind of getting tripped up by the windmill, because they're all kind of facing the same direction but at different points of rotation, so that kind of tripped me up a bit. So yeah, I'm just you can see I'm taking like little pauses to think, what else can I add? And she has like a little trail around her, like a little area around her where she's basically standing, that basically kind of killed all the grass on the ground, and you could see the path that she walked from the town, which I guess kind of makes it look like it's a path that was already there and it's just surrounded by a field of flowers, so I guess that kind of works. But yeah, so I'm just kind of putting stuff in wherever I can think of it. And because I knew I wanted the sky to take up a lot of it as well, that's why a lot of the environment's only taking up the bottom half of the full portrait. But yeah, And so I'm just refining some of these sketches so that when I do get into coloring, I'll be able to actually see what I'm doing. And that's also I tried a bunch of new things in this that I've never done before. Even with traditional, which I do traditional a little bit. I have a sketchbook that I keep. But basically, I wanted to try something that I haven't done in a while, and that's use colored pencils. Now, I haven't used colored pencils since I was in like 4th grade art class. So I definitely wanted to try something a bit different, which I definitely did do with this. And I had to watch a lot of videos to kind of understand how to shade and how to blend colors using colored pencils, because I've never done that before. So it was, again, another new experience for me. So yeah, I'm just kind of inking everything in as much as I can with a pencil. And then I'll kind of move into coloring in a sec. Yeah, so I started off with the dress. I figured that's kind of the thing I don't know, my eye was kind of drawn to it, and I just thought to myself, I'm just gonna start on the dress. I just felt like it. And so yeah, I knew what color I wanted the dress to be, because, you know, I'm gonna make it like really warm colors, as, you know, it's autumn. So I kind of just hacked away with some red, orange, and yellow, and then knowing I would end up blending some other colors with it later. And so yeah, and it actually kind of worked out well. I really was just going by ear on this. I didn't really have a plan, but it ended up working out. You know, I started adding some darker colors to the kind of shadowed parts of like her dress and whatnot, and it kind of has like all the ruffles and the anything that folds or bends with fabric, because I have a lot of weaknesses in terms of my drawing and whatnot, and fabric is definitely one of those weaknesses. And but I definitely stepped up my game with this one in terms of, because I've never drawn a dress, so I had to, you know, obviously see from reference. I found a few ball gowns that kind of resembled what I was going for, and yeah, so I'm adding kind of a purple and blue to the darker parts of the dress, and to kind of complement the red. It really does kind of, I don't know, there's something kind of really, I just like the color. It works really well with the red. But yeah, I'm using the white now to kind of burnish whatever I don't want to change. I use the word burnish, but I literally just found out what that meant by watching other people's videos, and I wanted to seem cool. Did I seem cool to you? No? Okay, then I'll keep going. So yeah, I'm just kind of getting a base color down for the backgrounds, and I'll definitely add more color to all of the anything that I basically make a base color for. I'll be adding other colors too, just to keep it dynamic. And I knew from the very beginning that the sky would have a lot of different colors to it, so I definitely started with a baby blue, but then I kind of went on to greener pastures, so to speak. And yeah, and now I'm just kind of adding whatever I can add in terms of color and shading whatever I can shade, because again, there's not much room for doing too many you know, edits and trying out different colors and then deleting it and then trying a different color. You really can't do that with traditional. So I was definitely tested in that respect. But yeah, I'm starting to finish up here, and just trying to get as many colors as I can in there to make it look as interesting as possible, because, you know, what's the point of you know, trying to be creative with your colors if you're not going to try and make it as many as possible? At least that's my philosophy. But yeah, so I'll definitely have to practice kind of traditional means of coloring, because I really am not very experienced with that. But yeah, so I'm kind of finishing up here. I'm just adding some lines to bring out the pencil markings, because they kind of got drowned out by the colors. But yeah, this was very fun to do. Definitely very ambitious on my end, but let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I'll definitely be doing more. But in terms of, I was talking specifically about traditional. I'm not used to it, and I had a lot of fun doing it, so let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.